Hey, welcome and good evening.
Good evening, welcome.
Yeah, good morning to those of you that might be in another place or area of the country. Good day to you. Well, welcome back again. This is for our third, right? Our third ever? Third or fourth?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah.
Wow.
We're racking them up.
We're racking them up here on these live streams. But today's topic is obviously one you probably see from the title about 14 travel tips, which we figured are great, especially when you're traveling during the holidays, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's all stressful, kind of crazy, right, for holiday travel. But if you have family, you kind of have to do it, right? And so how do you minimize the stress and have the best travel experience you can? So
yeah, the only way I can say that is if you have one of the best excuses in the world, and that could be even tough.
Exactly.
What could that be?
Drink heavily.
Drink heavily.
Have a lot of status.
Exactly. No, maybe not. So we're just going to wait a couple minutes, maybe to allow some folks to kind of pop into the room before we really get started on the topics. And I guess in the meantime, holidays. Oh my God. Thanksgiving, which obviously is a big holiday here in the US, and Christmas. I mean, I cannot believe we're already at the end of 2019. I really literally felt like it just started.
Oh no, it's unbelievable.
Right?
Right. We're basically at our year anniversary of our, Turned It Up world.
Yeah,
right?
and we'll be doing something special for that at some point. But wow, I can't believe that. I can't believe it really has been almost a year. Time really does fly when you're having fun.
Yeah, remember we got this shirt at the Trail of Lights run in Austin. Yes. Yes, it's not too early.
2018, the Trail of Lights, never too early to represent for sure. It's I don't even know how to say this. Like I haven't even started thinking about like Christmas shopping and
you have time. It's not Thanksgiving. You have a few days until Thanksgiving.
But you know what happens. It's already and it's weird because
and
Thanksgiving is late. Yeah. I feel like Thanksgiving is like really late. I feel like Thanksgiving should be this week. It should actually be Thursday.
Oh, I know. I feel like we should be past it.
Or last week.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, sorry.
I know exactly what you're saying. I agree.
Absolutely. So, of course, with the holiday festivities, one of the things we really enjoy, or I really enjoy, is a little eggnog. Because it's only a little bit, this only happens few times a year, a couple months.
Hey, that's butterbeer. Let's see what
I know. And I was going to say that. It's actually in my butterbeer mug. And this is the butterbeer mug that I got from the Universal Studios, the Harry Potter Wizarding World. That was so much fun, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But you can put more than just butterbeer in here. You can actually put real beer, or you can put eggnog with a little bourbon.
Oh, yeah. Or you can just have bourbon and ice.
Bourbon
that works
ice.
too.
You can have bourbon and ice.
It's a holiday.
Eggnog. This is a holiday.
This is holiday fare.
I think this might be a little bit more, how do you say it? Challenging. A little more daring. Eggnog.
Could be, yes. Eggnog is very challenging. It's almost as challenging as those that worm you ate down in Mexico City.
Well, that was definitely a challenge for sure, and I probably needed some straight bourbon to
You needed that.
Yes. I needed that, but that wasn't anywhere to be found.
The problem is all the tequila had basically scorpions in it.
Yes, well, that's true. That is so true. Oh my gosh, so that is very true. The tequila. I was actually fishing because they said when you try the worm. Now this goes back to a video we did in Mexico City. We went to this place called Gastronomia, and it was really quite. I don't know. It was really quite interesting, to say the least, with all of the different insects that you can eat, from scorpions to worms, which I ate, to snakes or spiders, actually. A lot of weird stuff going on in there. And they said you're supposed to chase it. Might be nice to chase with a little tequila, but I was afraid to chase anything I had with tequila because, tequila, like in the bottles, they'll sometimes have like the worm fermented at the bottom. Well, they had scorpions fermenting in the bottom of the tequila glasses. And I was like, no way.
All right. Well, it's funny too. And I love chocolate. Like I always want to eat anything with chocolate, but they had chocolate covered scorpions and I just wasn't going there. And they were huge. I mean, they were so huge. Yeah, we have scorpions here in Austin and they are not close to the size of those things.
No, they are not. I mean, it actually is so funny. Like when we first moved to Austin, the scorpions here scared the bejesus out of me because not used to seeing scorpions coming, well, obviously not at all, coming from, Boston, which is where we're originally from. So it was like, very interesting to see that. But then once we kind of expanded our travels and we went across to Mexico City, you see the size of those scorpions. It makes the scorpions here look like babies.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So you got kind of used to it. Didn't scare me as much. And I felt like, I don't mind crushing those buggers. So much my way.
No.
Yeah. So We see that a couple people are viewing here. If you are viewing and you want to say hi in the chat so that we know you're live and with us. And I think at that note, we might want to.
Should we kick it off?
Yeah, maybe we kick it off.
Sure.
I was hoping maybe to give folks a little bit more time in case they had questions regarding what we ask.
We can all circle back a little bit.
Insight.
Yeah.
Maybe circling back is a good idea for sure. So I guess kicking this off, we're actually going to be talking about 14 tips for holiday travel. And some of these things are coming from firsthand experience. Actually, probably most of these things
we've kind of lived
along the way.
We've lived and learned.
Breathed and learned. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah,
oh my goodness.
Sure. So I definitely feel like we could elaborate on some of these things, and then maybe some of you guys in here who have traveled or traveled quite often can share some light on some of the topics we're discussing. That would be very helpful because I think it's nice to know as much as possible, especially around the holidays when it can be a little frustrating.
Absolutely.
So kicking things off here with number one, it's quite obvious when you're traveling, or maybe it's not, but it should be, that when you are traveling, I guess to make the best experience, travel during off-peak days and times.
Yeah, if you can, absolutely. I mean, if you think about Thanksgiving, right? The Wednesday before Thanksgiving is just complete insanity, right? If you can avoid traveling that day, obviously avoid it, right? For example, we're going to be traveling earlier than that to try to avoid the craziness of Thanksgiving, right? But sometimes you can't avoid it, right?
Like, we learned firsthand, like from that, where obviously we're pretty much pursuing travel full time. So we're obviously trying to save money wherever we can when it comes to traveling. And last year, we actually traveled on Christmas Day because we were trying to save some money. And I almost felt like it wasn't worth the additional savings because you're traveling all day on Christmas. So your energy is feeling like you want to be in the Christmas spirit, but you can't get into it because you're on a plane.
Right. Well, and I think we had maybe a 5 o'clock flight, but the problem is the whole day you're kind of gearing up for the trip, getting to the airport and all that kind of stuff. And so it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And it's probably much nicer if you can get to your destination earlier. So if you do have things you need to set up or arrange, it just makes it a little bit, I don't know. It just feels more festive to be there if you can, during the holidays. Right, and if you don't care, then do it on the holidays because that's probably the best time to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people.
And if you go on the peak day, just be prepared for craziness, and it could be delays, obviously, but.
Exactly. So again, travel either really early morning or the red eye, really late at night. But I think during those travel peak hours, it's probably smart to do that because, especially, I would say this: if you're flying first thing in the morning, you're almost guaranteed to get on your plane.
No,
right?
You're absolutely right.
Exactly, because you're it's the first plane there.
Oh, exactly, because the plane basically arrived. I mean, especially in today's world where you don't have any backup planes, right? So the plane you're going to be flying on arrived the night before, it's been sitting there all night. So if you go on that first flight out, you're in pretty good shape to actually get out on time, on schedule. If you take the last flight, now it may be cheaper because people don't like flying late at night, but you're also risking definitely getting delayed.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
I think that's definitely true.
Right, and we found that too. When we have these late connections, sometimes you're waiting for the plane to come in, and it just doesn't show up.
No, and that kind of leads us into number two. I think it's really important to be prepared mentally. You got to really prepare yourself mentally when it comes to holiday travel because the chaos is real, y'all. It's real.
Yeah, just accept if you're traveling on one of the business days. Just accept the fact that it's going to be crazy, going to be busy, and try to have fun with it. Try to be prepared with things. Be prepared to kind of check your emails and do a little work like that while you're waiting in lines and things like that. There's only so much you can do to avoid the lines.
Exactly, right? And just mentally say to yourself, things can go wrong. You're not only going to have things that are going to go right, but if you prepare yourself and say, okay, things can go wrong, but if I stay positive and have a positive mental state, you can definitely be prepared. And I am going to give you an example.
Yes. We have we have plenty of examples of when things went wrong.
Yeah, and we learned along the way, being prepared when it comes to that, mentally, because things can happen, but you have to stay positive through all that.
Yeah.
Right? So let's see, is anyone, I see a couple more folks have joined. If you can, say hello. Come on, say hi. We're here.
Yes.
We want to talk with you. We actually want to get some tips and pointers from you guys that have traveled.
Absolutely.
As well. Whether it's once, whether it's twice, whether it's full time. I'm sure you guys can shed some insight and light on, some of the things that we're talking about today. So,
definitely.
Yeah, come on in. Come on.
Yeah, let us know.
The what is wrong. I I'm telling you, this is actually pretty good.
It's good. Butterbeer. I like it.
No,
butterbeer
it's not
with bourbon, baby.
Butterbeer. It's eggnog.
Bourbon and butterbeer.
It's eggnog in my Butterbeer mug.
Okay.
It's an eggnog in my Butterbeer mug.
Butterbeer.
It's a Butterbeer mug. You like how that was like a simultaneous drink. It was like same time. It's like, hey, how you doing?
Right. And getting kind of back to the whole tips for holiday travel.
Right. Okay. I was sidetracked.
Oh no. But I think actually a key point too is just getting to the airport really early. I think it's worth it. I mean, you'd live by that, and I don't. I tend to kind of go, tend to be late, kind of fly by the seat of my pants. We can get there. We're gonna make it. But you're like, no, we're getting there early. We'll take the time. We'll get some work done. Get everything set up. And I do think that makes a lot of sense, especially when it's really busy. You may have traffic on the way to the airport.
Oh, gosh.
You may have lines at the airport getting through all the security and everything. And so definitely just getting there early kind of gives you some peace of mind. You don't have to sweat it out so much. And it makes a big difference.
It really does. And he's right to that effect where I think if you put yourself in a mind frame that you're going to get there, even if it's early, there's things you can do there. Like you can get your devices, in order, you can kind of get some work done. Like you were saying, kind of really make it a comfortable situation so that you're not stressing, because we have certainly had those where we thought we'd be perfectly fine. And the driver's going back roads. That's even worse traffic. And he's got to cross like roads where cars are like 70 miles an hour.
Like, oh,
I'm sweating and freaking out.
Yeah, I'm going to take you a shortcut. You take the shortcut and it's not a shortcut at all. You're just in total gridlock.
No, not at all. So. And it's like, and you know what happens, right? When you're like slightly late or things are a little bit late, you're mentally like, oh my God, it just feels like it's taking that much longer to get to the airport. Like what could be a 10-minute drive feels like an hour.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Because you're so nervous about making it to the airport.
Yes.
So it's definitely really important. I think, Dave and I, kind of discussed that, and he's come quite a bit, a long ways when it comes to that, because it can happen. You never know. And know your area, like wherever you're flying out of. If you're flying from your home base, know the times of traffic, know when you probably should leave. And if you're in an area that you're not fully familiar with, leave extra early. Right.
And if you get there early, you can take advantage of the airport too. There may be some lounges or kind of restaurants or things like that are good at that particular airport you want to check out, right? So
yeah, the food too. Sometimes airports can have some really good food
That's
spots
true.
as well. So you definitely want to do that. And that kind of makes me think about like, I guess, I don't know. I remember like Austin, Austin has like some, there's a lot of traffic in Austin. There's a whole lot of traffic in Austin. And so I feel like you don't know what time of the day the traffic starts, because you think you might have it, but then Austin is really known for its festivals and its events. So because when these festivals and events are happening, there is traffic like all day long. So you don't even know when the right time is to leave. So leave early.
Absolutely. Leave early.
Leave early.
And leave earlier than that.
And leave early. And then when you think it's early enough, leave earlier than that.
Exactly.
Hey, so I see someone else has joined us. Hello. How do you do? Giving you that wave. Giving you that princess wave. Thanks so much for, being in here and joining us. We really do appreciate that. And for those of you that are just joining us, so we're kind of discussing, and you could probably tell from the, obviously the title, it's 14 tips for holiday travel. And we have learned kind of firsthand from some of these for sure.
Hello.
Hey, J Potts. How are you? J Potts. Oh, yay.
Thanks for joining.
We got two screens kind of going here, so we can kind of monitor.
Down this way, that way.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate that.
Right. If you have tips as well, let us know.
Yes.
We don't need just 14.
Yes, we don't need just 14. This is kind of like an open discussion, and we want to kind of like, really bring everyone into the conversation when it comes to these tips. Now, we're bringing up 14 because for us, we kind of lived and breathed, as we said, through these. And we have a lot of experience through some of these. So we figured sharing our adventures and discouragements and sometimes really great experiences with you guys. And if you guys can shed some light on some of these or maybe have some others, type them in that the chat, because we'd love to kind of hear that and we'll share that. But hello, Potts. Thank you so much. Where are you from? I'm curious, like it's all time zones. You kind of wonder where everyone's time zones are from. So, Mr. Potts, where are you from, Mr. Potter? I had to do that.
Oh, you
it was like on my mind.
You're drinking the butter beer. You got the butter beer you're drinking?
Yep, of course. And so, Mr. Potts, I have my butterbeer mug but I'm drinking eggnog out of my butterbeer mug.
Los Angeles, welcome in the house.
LA. Okay, so you're on normal hours right about now, so it's about 2-hour time difference.
And you know traffic. You must know traffic.
Yes,
and airport congestion.
Know traffic and airport congestion better than anyone. So let me ask you this, Mr. Potts. When you're in California and you're heading to the airport, do you leave extra early to get to the airport, or do you leave right on time to get to the airport? What I mean by that is you leave like an hour before your flight or 2 hours, or do you kind of leave 3 hours before?
I leave right on time. What I think is right on time.
What does that mean? Kind of over smoking gun question.
Right, yeah.
I'm just curious to know because, you know, especially California. I mean, my gosh,
it's got to be crazy.
It's got to be really brutal there. I mean, Austin is kind of like the second California. Hey, you know, everyone's kind of truckling over here for sure.
For LAX. Huge airport, yeah. And
that's actually, LAX is that hub. It's like a really, it's a big hub for a lot of places. If you want to go,
especially if you're going like across the Pacific or something.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Early, yes. Well, that's good for you.
High five.
High five.
I mean, yes. I wonder if I can. We're learning this live thing here. I'm gonna see. Can I put a high five? Let me see. Hand.
This is pretty advanced.
Oh, I can do it.
Well, look at that.
Boom! High five.
Boom! High five.
Boom. Yeah, that. Yes. So, wow, traveling on Tuesday. Yep. See, and the traveling begins. I will tell you. We were just kind of discussing, you know, traveling and like that's probably smart. I mean, it's Tuesday, so it's kind of getting into the holiday, Thanksgiving holiday, where a lot of people are kind of leaving and flying. But we were just kind of talking about like travel and you know during off-peak days and times. So
Tuesday's better than Wednesday.
Tuesday's much better than Wednesday. Right. That is for sure.
We're flying out late Monday night.
Really late Monday.
Late Monday night.
Really late. So like the best times we were discussing, the best times to travel is like really early, you know, that super early first flight out. And that's probably the best because you know for sure, unless it's like some crazy storm going on, you are guaranteed to get on that plane because it's already there.
Yeah, plane arrived the night before. Exactly, the night before. So it's already there. You're ready to go. Or you can do super late. And super late is like that red eye, which, you know, a lot of people will do, you know, suck it up and do, but not a lot of people will do it. Yeah. Plus the risk is also you're waiting on a plane to arrive, right? So that's the drawback on the late one. But, you know, it can be a cheaper flight.
Yeah. And anything can happen. I feel like there's just so many people traveling now. Like you said earlier, there's not enough planes.
Well, and plus a lot of planes are grounded. You have the whole issue with Boeing, right? So all those planes are grounded. And so there's a real shortage, I think, of backup planes. And so you get delays like that. Any type of plane trouble. Everything's so tight right now in terms of the scheduling. I feel like
that's for sure.
Right. So
hey, so are you visiting, Mr. Potts? Are you visiting family? I'm assuming you're going home or to family's place for Thanksgiving. And if you're in California, where's family? Ours is we're in Austin. We live in Austin now, but we're originally from Boston, Mass. So you know. We went from the snow to the superb heat.
Yeah, we've been all over. We've been like New York and Boston.
Yeah, to Austin. Exactly. And but home base now for us is Austin. But actually, we've been pursuing full-time travel, so really it's been on the road quite a bit to a lot of different places, which has been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
exploring. So wow. So
question for you: do you have a direct flight? Which is obviously
yes.
You know, if you can absolutely do it, I'll definitely pay up for a direct flight.
Yes.
I mean, I'd rather pay just even if it's a fair amount more, I'll pay a little bit more for that direct flight over connecting flights anytime.
Yeah, I agree.
There's just so much risk in the connecting flights.
There's so much, and that kind of leaves us to like the next thing. Like, you need to fly direct if possible.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
If you fly direct, you have less chance of getting stuck at an airport or at an airport hotel, or maybe not, or actually at an airport bench.
Yeah, we are kind of, you know, we're experts now in the Dallas airport, the Dallas Holiday Inn,
Houston,
the Houston airport, Houston Marriott.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And
exactly.
we missed a day in Lima, missed a day in Cancun.
We did. And that goes back to number 2, you know, being mentally prepared. We were frustrated, but we stayed positive. You know, things can happen and you kind of learn along the way. So for us, it was really about, you know, trying to just, you can't change what happened. So you just have to kind of understand that.
Vegas.
Direct flight.
Yes.
Oh,
awesome.
Really?
Oh yeah, we have more coming from Vegas too.
We do. We have a couple more. We're just getting back from Vegas, Mr. Potts, and we actually just put up 2 really cool videos in Vegas right now. We actually are doing like we're not really gamblers.
Yeah, he says, love your Vegas videos. Thank you.
Oh, you saw them. Hey,
awesome.
See, you have to be my eyes. You got to be reading.
Well, that's what I'm doing right now, didn't I? What did I just do?
You got 4 of them. You should be clear.
What did I just do? I just read it to you.
Thank you very much.
Ms. Potts.
Mrs. Potts. Oh. So is family in Vegas, Miss Potts, or is it a girls' kind of Thanksgiving get together?
Yeah, and she actually says she's going to Vegas to relax. Take it easy. Family is in Los Angeles.
Got it. Oh, thank you. See, now you're reading me the whole thing. I didn't actually.
It's okay. So are you? So are you actually going to be in Vegas for Thanksgiving as well? Or are you actually going back for Thanksgiving? Girls thing.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. Now you're talking.
Now you're talking. Sometimes it's nice just to relax and recoup, and there's a lot you can do there. There's a lot of spas. Vegas is known for its shows. Once upon a time, I have a lot of friends that used to work in Vegas, and we actually did some productions for some pretty big artists. And I even have some friends that actually performed and danced in some of the shows. This is once upon a time when the girl was young, but Vegas
you're very young. You are very young.
I'm
absolutely.
But Vegas is amazing for that. Like, you don't have to do much of anything if you don't want to, except just enjoy what Vegas has to offer. And there's like tons of food, buffets, and that's the one thing we really got into over there. And thank you so much for watching the videos. We really appreciate that. And we have a couple more coming up, so stay tuned for that. It was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool.
A lot of fun.
So yes, I'm glad you're going to Vegas. Awesome. And Vegas for Thanksgiving. No family there. Spa, shows, food. That is what I call the triple threat. That's what you do. You go to spas to relax. You get that massage on. You get the facial. Just enjoy it. And it's actually the time of year right now to go for the weather. I will say it's probably really busy. It could be busy now. So to pick up now because
definitely picking up. Yeah.
But it's now getting to that cooler state. So it's about like 70 degrees. 80
That's kind of cool though. You know, you can have a Thanksgiving at like the Bacchanal.
Yeah, that's right. You should definitely have like Thanksgiving at the Bacchanal.
They must have an amazing Thanksgiving dinner.
A huge turkey carving station.
I know. Oh my God, that'd be cool.
Amazing.
Go talk to the general manager.
Yeah. Are you going to? You should check out the Bacchanal. Are you going to try the Bacchanal? You definitely should try the Bacchanal.
That would be cool for Thanksgiving, I would think.
That would be awesome.
I mean, very different, but yeah.
But I'm sure the spread is going to be like phenomenal. God. And they really, it's like, if you want like all three, if you want like a show, you want like food, and you want like an experience, I think if you're going for like a Thanksgiving, go to like the Bacchanal probably, because they really put on a show.
Yes.
Like, I remember from when we were there, it was just like everything was spread out perfectly. The ambiance, it was perfectly set up. Even the folks behind like the different stations really kind of put on a show.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Well, we're there for 4 hours. So for us, it was definitely a show.
I know. And yes, we were there for 4 hours. So
yes, you're right. Groupon has actually a great deal right now on the Bacchanal as well.
Yes, they do. They really do. And we would have done that had we had been there, I think, you know. Right, because Saturday. We were kind of like spreading it from like the weekends. We had other things that we were doing. I think the Groupon is like Monday through Thursday. I don't think it's good for we were there on a Saturday night. Right. And so we were at the peak time. The peak time. Yeah. Where the lines can be pretty crazy. And I mean, talking like an hour wait at least. Yes. So yes, get that Groupon, girl. That is what it's about. Get the Groupon. I wonder if they get a Groupon for that spa, get a Groupon for them shows, and you can make it a real, Groupon smorgasbord. So a couple folks have joined us. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Now, if you haven't, please be sure to make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Smash that thumbs up button, because those thumbs up really help. We'd really appreciate that. And for those that are new here, we kind of just have been, I guess, ranting and having a discussion about 14 tips for holiday travel. What and it might be more. I think we're up to maybe 5 now. 4 or 5. I think 4 or 5. But you know what? This is what it's all about. And we're just going to kind of rummage through them. And it could actually end up being more than that if you have some tips. Yeah, give us some tips. You can probably share for sure. We can learn from you. Oh, wait. I was thinking about it. Groupon. Now that's the plan. That's the plan. That's the plan. It's a good plan. I like that plan. Smorgasbord. I like that. I'm jealous. The Bacchanal is awesome. I love it. I definitely feel like I would love to go back and venture because we didn't even hit all the stations.
Oh, not at all. No.
I could totally hit all those stations, starting with the dessert.
I think we should actually have a go over there and just see if you can actually, eat or try each of the desserts there. There's only about 150 or 200 or so.
That's all.
Wow. You can do it.
I can do that with my eyes closed.
Right. Go for it.
Seriously.
You want to see that?
Desserts and bourbon. Would you guys like to see me head to the Bacchanal buffet and just have like a crash course on the desserts?
We'll just lay out the desserts. Just chow them down.
I would. Don't test me.
Right?
Don't test me. You might have to roll me out of there, but don't test me. So I guess moving right along here, I guess one of the things you can probably do this with your eyes closed if you choose to, is try to avoid the counters.
Oh, yeah.
Everything now is app based, so you can check a bag via the app. You can check in with your app, so try to avoid the counters if you can, because those counter lines can be brutal.
Oh, exactly. I mean, download the app. You can kind of get your boarding pass. Now, of course, we also try to avoid really checking bags the best we can as well. But yeah, they can kind of get in there, get the pass, go right through security. So
yeah,
absolutely.
We've learned that kind of along the way, because I remember when we first started, we had everything but the kitchen sink.
Oh, we had we had so much luggage.
So much luggage, because we thought, okay, you need to have this, you need to have that, you need to have this, you need to bring that.
I had at least 80% of things I didn't wear.
Yeah, I mean,
I
had more shoes than me.
That's how I roll.
Well, I like shoes. And he had more shoes than me.
Oh, you're making that up.
No.
There's no video proof of that.
I don't have to. The truth be told, more shoes than me. But we've learned along the way, that trying to be more minimalistic when we our approach to packing, conserving space, trying to wear. Dave's got some really cool pants that we got from him that could be pants and shorts, kind of convertibles, which allows you that kind of duplicity, so you can have multiple wears.
Oh, they're great too, especially for vlogging with all of our gear.
Yes.
And if you're in a place where you're worried about pickpockets or anything like that, I mean, everything's zippered, and so my pants can just hold so much stuff.
Yeah, I saw those pants and I was like, I got them too. I got them 2 pairs, so we can kind of rotate 2 pairs of pants. Think about that. That's like 4 outfits.
Oh yeah.
Think about it. You can convert those to shorts. They have great zippers for protection. And it's also great for, like, if you're going into cooler areas. I feel like they're almost wind resistant. So it's great to kind of have like
they're good.
Gear and clothing. If you can kind of get away with it, simply pack lighter.
Yeah, and they don't show dirt. it's great. You just kind of wear them and wear them. No, we clean them. We do clean.
I'll drink to that.
Can we cut that? We can cut that, right? You can edit that out.
Nope, this is live.
Oh, jeez.
Live. Travel's a lot of work. I'm always looking for ways to consolidate.
Yes.
Yeah, we totally agree with that. And what do you mean by brands? Brands in terms of what? Luggage? Brands in terms of clothing? Because I am not your girl for that. I am comfortable wear girl. Costco. No.
Yeah, we love Costco. We definitely love Costco.
Yeah, for sure. Like I think like it depends on like your. We come from like a cold weather situation, or actually being from Boston, we get the hot and the cold. So our clothing, luggage, etc. Okay, so let's start there.
Well, on luggage, I'd say I actually love shopping at Costco because you can return things if they break, right? And so luggage goes through a lot of wear and tear.
Yeah.
And
I will say this, Costco really does pride themselves on whomever they're bringing in the brands.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And Ricardo is the brand that we have, and we love it. I mean, we've had those bags for a couple years now, and they do quite well. I mean, they've handled some rough and tumble, and I think they're still holding on well. I remember getting one because we only had we had 2 small and 1 big, and we're thinking, okay, we're going to travel more, so I'm going to get a bag. And I don't think they had that brand there at Costco, and I needed a bigger one. So I forget the store I went to, but I got what I thought was really, this could work really well. And let me tell you, it was like 1 trip, and it was
the wheels like
a flat tire. It was like a flat tire.
Yeah,
it was like, forget you're in trouble. So it was absolutely no good. So I definitely think if you're looking for like luggage, Costco is the way to go.
We have Ricardo and of course like Samsonite, but yeah, I love Costco because of that return policy. If anything goes wrong with it, and it could definitely happen. I mean, those wheels could definitely break. You can return it. They'll give you a new one or give you your money back. So. Yeah,
exactly. So it's a great place to do that. Clothing wise, there's all kinds of brands. I mean, I definitely like Olympia, things like that, which is that comfortable kind of, so you don't get wet when you sweat. You know what I mean? Like sometimes if you're in areas, and we love to hike, we could be drenched And if you're not wearing like a sweat wick type shirt, you know, where it kind of doesn't absorb into, I don't know, complete saturation.
Right. What's the store? Sierra? I'm forgetting the.
Oh, Sierra Trading Post.
I love Sierra Trading Post. They have great deals, good quality brands. Right. That's a good place. If you have a store there, they have mail order, but if you have a store, great. You can check it out there as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, Sierra's a wonderful place. And the prices are super affordable. Yes. I mean, we got some hiking boots that are phenomenal.
Yes.
I mean, phenomenal. I would say those same hiking boots, if you slap like, you know, I don't know, go to like a name brand type store.
Oh yeah, you went to Timberland or
Timberland, it would be like a couple $100. I think we paid maybe like
$100. Maybe like
$100.
Yeah, you save almost like half on a lot of these. I mean, it varies from boot to boot, but I mean they have name brands, but it's a good store. We like it.
And keep in mind, it is Black Friday coming up next Friday. So if you really want to get some deals, get out there on Black Friday. It's good practice dealing with crazy crowds at the airports. Deal with Black Friday.
Right. And for our electronics, we're kind of like Best Buy and Amazon and.
Yeah, exactly. I think because we like to kind of touch and play, and then in New York when we were there was a store called B&H. And B&H is phenomenal. It's like the place to go. Everybody knows B&H, you know, from all over the states. I don't know if all over the world, but they definitely know all over the US, you know, B&H. And it's a really phenomenal place to
exactly.
work. Yeah, for sure. But we like the Best Buy for that because they do price match. So if you find something that you like and you want to get your hands on it right there, because there's only one B&H and that's in New York. So you'd have to order. Whether if you had Best Buys are all over, they will price match. And one of the reasons we like the Best Buy is because we've gotten so many things from Best Buy. The return policy for us is
we have like a 45-day return policy, which is good.
So no questions asked. So it's good because we can kind of experiment and try. And if we don't it doesn't work well for us, we can return it.
Right. The one advantage of B&H is that it's tax-free.
That's true.
Right. So you get that benefit as well.
That's very true. And that's huge. That's really huge.
Hey,
welcome.
Welcome. Thanks for joining.
I mean, Jesus
Lifetime
Christ,
travel mates.
Lifetime of traveler mates. How are you, my beautiful friends? So for those of you that are new here, Lifetime Travel Mates, welcome. And they're awesome. You should definitely go check out their travel channel. They put up some really amazing stuff. And they just did a really cool video in India at thebomb.com. All I have to say is it's really informative and very well done. You guys are like fantastico.
Fantastico.
Definitely give them a shout out and follow. And if you are new in here, definitely give this video a thumbs up. All the thumbs up truly helps. And comments, we really appreciate the comments. And Lifetime Travel Mates, you guys are also, they're like travelers like us. And we really enjoy like this community of travelers. And so one of the reasons we did this 14 tips for holiday travel, it's not even just about the holiday. And it could actually go longer than 14 tips. We were talking about that earlier. So Lifetime Travel Mates, if you guys have any travel tips, please let the folks in here know. That would be pretty phenomenal.
Exactly. Let us know.
Let us know.
We're learning too, right?
We are all learning. And I think it's great. Exactly. And everything we discussed, there might be even more that we're missing. And we do discuss some of these things here, which are kind of firsthand to us.
Yeah. And actually, speaking of that, if you can't fly direct, we'll get back to some of the tips. If you can't fly direct and have to get a connecting flight, you got to make sure. This is something we learned at least 2 times.
Yeah,
but if you have a connecting flight, just give yourself enough time in between the flight, right? Because I mean, we had a couple trips that I think we had maybe an hour in between. So we had a little, we had a little delay, and boom, we were in Dallas for the night. Another trip, we were in Houston for the night, and so you definitely want to give yourself plenty of time. I mean, I like to have like 3 hours.
Yeah, I was
in between. It's just worth it.
Yeah, I was totally sweating. I was literally sweating when you have 1 hour, and it is not. There's nothing you can do. You're sitting on the tarmac.
Yes.
Something happened with the gas. They needed to fill it up, or a cap was open, so they had to re-inspect. And so the clock was ticking. And of course, when you get to your destination for the connection, that plane is gone. And now you're kind of screwed because you're at the back of the bus, so to speak.
Oh, yeah.
And they have to put you on like a waiting list, and it's just not fun. So definitely give yourself some time to, if you can, for the connection, space it out. And just mentally prepare yourself that I'm spacing it out. I can get some work done while I'm at the connecting airport. At least I have that much more time to make my connection.
Right. Unless you love the airport and you really want to spend time there and learn about the airport and the local kind of hotels.
Yes, exactly.
The Holiday Inns, the Marriotts, they're fabulous. Yeah, pack light. We absolutely agree with you on that.
Yes.
That's something we actually talked about that a little bit.
We did.
And we definitely learned the hard way. I think early on we had
packed some
big luggage.
You guys, Lifetime Travel Mates, you would totally laugh at us if you saw the luggage we had when we first started this travel. Right. I mean, it was like we were packing, I don't know, we're packing everything that we had in the house.
Yeah, we actually, and even for our Peru trip, we had a pretty big luggage. That one actually didn't make it down, right, as well.
Yeah, that's another reason why you want to try and pack light. I mean, that bag did not make it down.
Yeah, we had to check it.
We had to check it, and it was awful. And I think one of the other things too is if you pack, the lighter you pack, the better your chances for getting your luggage on the plane. And this actually happened to us in Mexico, where there's even a smaller weight restriction limit for the carry-on bags. Right. I remember my carry-on bag, I tried to say, okay, well, I'm gonna get rid of the big bag and I'm gonna pack up, and I'm gonna pack up the suitcase as much as I can because it's a small bag and I can get it into the plane. And they said, no, no, no. You are gonna have to weigh that bag, and if it's over, I think it was like 10 kilograms, something like that. Yeah. 10 kilograms, you're gonna have to check it. And so it was over 10 kilograms.
They're also really strict too, though, on that little pocketbook you have.
Oh yes, yes,
I mean?
Yes. The 2-bag limit on. I'll tell you the flight. It's LATAM. We flew LATAM, and it's like a 2-bag limit, and they were strict about the 2-bag limit. And mine was like a little backpack pocketbook, basically.
No, that's another piece of luggage. That's a carry-on.
So I literally had to take it off, stuff it in my suitcase, and say, "Yep, I got 2 bags." And once I got on the plane, I took it out.
Yeah, that was out of order. You weren't listening.
I was not listening. It was a little out of order, but that's what I did.
Yeah, so Ms. Potts, I would say 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, I think that should be fine generally in terms of connecting flights. I mean, depending on, I guess, how long your trip might be to that initial connection, but usually 2 to 3 hours should be fine. Yeah, and you're right too. You in terms of lifetime, you can definitely buy anything anywhere if you tend to need something that you don't have in the location. Of course, we do that with some of the liquids that we can't really bring on.
Yes.
It might be, if we want to get a big spray thing of sunblock, we can't get that through the carry-on, but we just pick that up when we arrive at our destination.
Exactly. Right? And I think we were just talking about this regarding sunblock because we travel to countries where you're that much closer to the sun because you're that much closer to the equator. So the sun is like super hot. And so one of the things we have learned along the way is the sunblock, for instance, we like the spray, the biodegradable sunblock, so you can't always find that. So our new method of doing things now is we're going to take the sunblock and then we're going to put it in like a 4-ounce bottle and have that. And if you can buy the biodegradable there, at least it's an option to do that. You already have, a little bit of sunblock to kind of prepare yourself as well.
That's a really cool. So Lifetime Travel Mates, they actually will order online and then have the shipment sent to the hostel that they will be arriving at.
That's pretty cool. Really cool. Yeah. That's really cool. That's a really smart idea. Yeah, thank you for that. I love that idea. So let me ask you guys this, Lifetime Travel. You guys said you stay at hostels. How do you find the hostels? Would you say they're really affordable in that sense, but how do you find them to comfortability factor? So, if you're sharing a bathroom, you have your own private sort of feel, what's the hostel life like? We haven't tried hotels, but let's see.
I haven't been in a hostel in a while.
Accepting of Amazon deliveries.
Lower expectations, right?
Yeah, I think hotels, depending on where you stay, I think they will accept packages. Yeah,
I would think so.
If you're staying there for like a week or so, they have delivery rooms. Like a lot of places, hotels will have like delivery rooms. I think anywhere in Vegas would accept that. I think we've had like equipment and things that we've ordered when we had shows and things like that were going on there. We had that delivered to the hotel. So I think if you're going to Vegas, you probably have definitely.
Yeah, you'd think so. Just call up the hotel and just kind of find out. Yeah.
Yeah, just because I do believe that. I mean, if you're staying for like a week or 2 weeks and you need something delivered, I can't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah, they want to make things easy for you. They want you down in the casino. They want you in the casino gambling. Yeah. Playing the slots. Oh yeah. And not worrying about your package. They'll take care of it for you.
And you know how true that is because you have to walk every hotel there. You have to walk through the casino to get to your room. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. So you might stop and play a slot or two, right? What are you reading?
Oh, no, I'm just reading from Lifetime. So it's interesting. So the atmosphere. Just talking about how hostels kind of give you the atmosphere. It's probably you probably meet a lot of really interesting people too in hostels. I remember traveling, when I was quite a bit younger, back after college,
It's Australia.
Around hostels there.
But didn't you have some spider issues in those things?
Well, no issues. There's just a lot of spiders in the corners.
Like the size of your hand?
I'm sure they were harmless. We're in Australia. Nothing's poisonous there.
Nothing's poisonous in Australia.
Nothing's poisonous. But no, it was great. I mean, we met, really amazing people. And it was definitely a lot of fun. And it was super cheap as well, which is nice, obviously. But,
yeah, I can totally see that. Like, if folks are staying in hostels, it's almost like you have no choice but to bond with the folks that are there because you guys are all sharing the same space sort of feel.
Right.
So that seems pretty cool. And it kind of opens your eyes up. If you're traveling and you're doing maybe a hiking, maybe the people at the hostel are going to be doing that same hike with you guys. So you guys can all kind of partner up and watch each other's backs.
Yeah, I have a bad hostel story though, because I should tell this one. It was when I was in Tasmania and I was hiking through going to this quarry and it was very damp. And I actually didn't realize it, but I was walking through all this kind of wet shrubs and stuff. And when I got back to the hostel, I had all these leeches all over my pant legs. And,
okay, lifetime travel mates. We'll see you guys in a second.
Thanks, guys.
Take a phone call. Come on back.
Yeah, but I had all these leeches, and it was just like, oh my god, I've never seen anything like it.
That's disgusting.
And so I kind of whipped them off my pants, and then later,
that's disgusting.
Sorry guys. And then later, I felt something. There was something like inside my sneaker, and I kind of put my foot down, and a leech had kind of latched on.
Oh wow!
And so I ripped off my sock. I threw the sock in the trash because it had the leech in it, but it wouldn't stop bleeding. I had this bleeding, and so I remember I went into the bathroom at the hostel in the shower, and I was bleeding all over the place.
I hope you guys aren't grossed out by this.
Sorry guys.
It's a real, genuinely true story that happened in Tasmania. And you know what? It's the leeches when they have a coagulant that thins the blood.
Yeah.
So because of that thinning blood, they can drink as much as they want because that blood's just kind of pouring out. Yeah. And that's why.
So if you stay in a hostel, just be worried about people like me might be in there bleeding.
Yeah, with leeches and giant spiders the size of your head.
Yeah.
Poisonous. No, I'm just kidding.
I actually love hostels. I mean, there's some really cool ones.
Yeah, so. I will tell you, I've been hesitant. The hostels. I mean, we've been more of the Airbnb. And
we like Airbnb a lot.
And one of the reasons we kind of choose the hotels too is because we rack up the points on our credit card. So actually, our trip to Cancun, where we stayed at the all-inclusive, was pretty much all paid for. We had one of the most amazing suites, and it was pretty much free because of the points. Because of our points and using it for other things, we actually were able to use points for that trip. So we definitely were encouraged by that. You can find upscale hostels. Oh.
Yeah, that's good. Now, I'm curious, do you use a certain service for that?
Yeah. What hostel services would you recommend? That's pretty neat.
We could check that out.
I'd probably give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. We want the privacy though, too. We kind of want our own room.
Yeah. I kind of I think I could give it a shot depending on the location. Some locations are really expensive. Cardoso Media. Hi, Cardoso Media. Welcome. Thank you. Cardoso
Your wife's a diva.
I would stay at a hostel, but my wife is a diva and never would.
I didn't say it. I did not say that.
I had to say that.
I didn't say that.
Let me tell you. Okay. Let me tell you. I am definitely that one, but I have come to, through this process of full-time travel, I have come to take a step back and weigh your options because, you got to save. You got to save them. You got to save. If you're really going to make a go at the full-time travel, you got to learn to pick your poisons. Well, no, it's true.
I mean, hotels will kill you, right? They'll kind of bleed. If you're staying at nice hotels, right?
You're done. So I can understand the hostels. I think I would probably give it a shot for sure. I'm not too opposed to giving it a shot, but I'm not sure. I'm on the diva side too. I love camping.
We actually love camping.
Right. We love camping. Now, speaking of camping, and you guys can tell us if this is a good idea or a bad idea, or you have friends that have done this. We were thinking of maybe doing for 2020, and this is, you guys are hearing this first. Maybe
breaking news.
Breaking news. Turn it up, world would be doing. Drum roll, please. RVing. We're thinking of maybe starting a small little RV kind of, I wouldn't say life, but just kind of trying out the RV life. Get into an RV, checking out different places, maybe across the states. We're thinking in Canada, some other places. What do you guys think about that? I'm curious to hear their thoughts on that.
Yeah, as long as we can stay in a top class hotel at the end of the day. Yeah, I don't mind driving the RV. No kidding. No.
Can't do that.
No. It would be cool though. I agree. It is cool. Ms. Potts says it's super cool.
Super cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Tanya's so right. Kong lowered her standards, and it wasn't a job.
That's great.
Funny. Super cool. That would be fun. Sorry, phone. Wait a second. Oh, Lifetime Travel Mates is on a lot of phone calls. I'm liking it. We're in a professional business going on over there.
Oh, yeah?
No, go take your call. I'll be right back. So for those of you that are new here, thank you so much for joining us. If you can, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Boom, boom, boom. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, subscribe. We put out some fun stuff. We're kind of crazy. We're kind of cool. But at the end of the day, we're lovable. We're lovable.
You think so?
I know so.
Good. I'm glad you know. Okay, good.
What, you don't think so?
What?
We're heading back to Riviera Maya in 6 weeks.
Oh,
yay!
Love it.
We love. And that's probably going to be more of stops.
It's a great time, too, because there's no Sargasso right now. So great time to be there.
Exactly. We actually, will tell you, we had quite some fun in Puerto Morelos.
I love Puerto Morelos.
That place for us is
and Isla Mujeres is awesome, too.
It's like perfection on an island for us. It was really amazing. The time of the year we went, that was really, really hot. But we kind of like how do you say it? We're not introverts, but we don't like to deal with superb crowds and just tons of crowds. We prefer to kind of be able to explore as much as we can with less crowded. I don't know if that makes sense, with less crowds.
Right. We actually have not been to Tulum yet. So are you heading down there this time?
Ooh, Tulum is actually on our radar. But the problem was when we were thinking about Tulum, there's a lot of sargassum in Tulum.
There was a lot of
sargassum.
Right,
so we kind of shied away from that because we were looking at it was like
Tulum,
Puerto Morelos and other areas.
Right.
It was like, we saw other folks that were there, and it was like the Sargasso was like just crazy.
It was, yeah.
And our experience with Sargasso, and for those that aren't familiar with Sargasso is like a really buoyant type seaweed. And when I say buoyant, it means it floats to the top and it just kind of goes till it finds its end. And basically, there's been this like I don't know, I don't know, how do you say it? It's just really kind of expanded and it's grown because of, and what they've said is like the deforestation that's been happening and all the fertilizers that's been kind of hitting the ocean, which the Sargasso has really been loving and growing. And because of the sun and it's floating, it kind of multiplies and it's hitting up a lot of parts of the Riviera Maya. Now, the biggest problem with the Sargasso is it smells like ass. I'm sorry, excuse my language. ASS. It smells like
ass. Well, it's kind of funny. It would be in our Airbnb. It would open up the sliding door in the morning, the beautiful sunrise, and then the stench would hit you.
Stench.
Yeah, because we had an amazing Airbnb in Puerto Morelos. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous spot.
Really affordable.
Right? Yeah, really affordable. Amazing pools and everything, and also right on the beach. But man, you had that stench.
Yes,
you definitely had the stench.
Really bad.
Yeah. But I guess that's not there now.
No,
so
actually,
great.
Some folks that are there now that have been living there, we've seen they say it's not there right now. It's not there right now. There's actually we've come to know her and love her now. Trish, she's been living there for a while from My Trish Advisor. And you should definitely check out her channel. She's not here tonight, but you should check her out. She does like tour guides. She's an American living in Mexico over there in Puerto Morelos, but she will hook you up with any tour that you want to do over there, excursion. But she's actually said that there's really no Sargasso right now. And I think that must mean it must be seasonal. It must come during the really hot seasons where it can just dive in. And they're all doing as much as they can, making a conscious effort to get rid of the Sargasso. But it's not easy.
No, they work so hard. Every morning there'd be trucks out there just working like mad.
To get rid of that.
Yeah, definitely want to check out the ruins, the Mayan ruins in Tulum and elsewhere. That's one thing we haven't done yet, is really check out the Mayan kind of ruins around the whole Riviera Maya. And there's so much there.
There's so much there. And it's just, I know that would be something we would totally love to do and enjoy.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, I think we should definitely do that.
I think when we were there, it was pretty darn hot. So we wanted to be on the ocean.
Yeah.
Or the pool.
Exactly.
Right.
Close to those two areas.
Yes.
More so the pool, because I was scared of the stinky Sargasso.
We had fun kind of walking through it on our snorkeling trip.
Oh my gosh. That was scary. It was really scary because you're kind of trucking through it. And it's pretty sharp. Kind of I feel like when you're putting your feet in there, I'm not sure if there's fish under that you can't see.
And I guess, and if you don't want that, you can do the cenotes as well, which is super cool. I mean, the water is very cool in the cenotes, right?
Cardosa. So have you been to the Riviera Maya before? And if you have, what do you think of cenotes? Because we probably could have went to a few better ones we went to.
Yeah, definitely.
But they were fun.
They're definitely fun. Definitely out, and we're back. We'll check out more for sure.
Oh yeah, we definitely plan to. will you do a video about how to save and find deals for travel? Absolutely.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
We're working on a lot of things because of our experience and us learning. You know, we're now approaching our 1 year anniversary. Yay! So, and Cardoso Media says several times. Yeah, we
1 year travel anniversary.
Yeah, 1 year travel anniversary, not a 1 year anniversary.
Turn it up, world anniversary.
We've been together 12 years. So, it's something that we want to do. You know, basically since we've learned a lot along the way, we've kind of been documenting our travels. There's a lot of information that we are definitely going to be sharing over the 2020. And we have some really fun things we're going to share with you after these tips in terms of some of our plans for 2020, which I'm pretty excited about.
Yes.
Well, you do a video several times a year. I had a blast at some cenotes, ziplining, swimming. Yeah. So did you find, I don't know which part of Riviera Maya, some places have much better cenotes than the others in terms of its aesthetic beauty.
Yeah, well, they're all over from the Cancun area, Tulum, Puerto Morelos. I mean, that whole area is just full of cenotes.
Yeah. I've seen a few like from Tulum that seem like just
amazing,
really breathtaking, like these cavernous caves that are open with beams of light coming through and like the stalactites just kind of coming out of the water where you can kind of see them and it's just crystal clear.
Exactly.
Yeah, the one we had was the one 2 years
Ours was kind of like jet black. You couldn't see down in. You know, it's just like, no, it just goes on forever. You know, just jet black water.
It was so funny. We went to one that was like this open cenote. And an open cenote is definitely just that. It's open. It's not like the cenotes that are in like these deep freshwater kind of wellish like caves. It was open to the elements. And there were like lily pads in there. And it's Mexico. So I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what the hell is in that water. So it was the funniest thing because there's probably like there was 4 of us that we were there.
Yes.
And no one wanted to be the first one to get in the water. No one wanted to be the first. So we're walking over, everyone's kind of looking at the planks. There's like all these cool things you can do from like the zip lines.
There's some huge jumps you could do too. If I jumped on that, I would have completely like ripped my arms out.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh.
They were so high.
Touch something down there.
Oh yeah.
So it was pretty interesting. And it was funny because it seemed like something straight out of a movie. I mean, the zip line looked like it was old and rusted. Like if you jumped on it,
I was worried about snapping.
Yes. And then you get down to the stairs.
I'm sure they're highly regulated. I mean, this is Mexico, so I'm sure everything is very regulated, very safe. No worry about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
Not. But it was just interesting because there's like these baby catfish. So I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to get in there. So I was the first one to get in. I said, you know what? If they take me, then I guess you guys all know not to get in. And it ended up being a really fun experience.
Yeah, it was fun.
Sure. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely cool.
And the close cenote one we went to we were fortunate enough to get in because we actually went with a guide. So we were fortunate enough to get in before the crowds, maybe 10 minutes before the crowds. And that 10 minutes seems like an eternity if you can get in, you know, before the crowds for sure. Because then it's kind of you and the cenote and you can kind of really enjoy it. Because once the crowds come and all the kids, it just feels like it's this, you know, a lot of screaming going on, a lot of vibration off the caves and the walls from all the screaming. So you really can't feel the energy of that cenote.
Well, Cardoso actually went to one where they had to wear helmets.
What?
Unbelievable. To protect their heads from the stalactites. Unbelievable.
Wow. Low caves.
Unreal.
Wow.
That's cool.
That actually sounds pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, yeah.
Was it dark? That's kind of creepy.
Right?
It's kind of creepy cool that you could actually do that. So, Cardoso, we were kind of talking about some of the things, and we'd love to hear like your experiences since it sounds like you travel as well, in terms of what's your thoughts on, say, traveling during like off-peak hours and that's worse than leeches. That is so true.
Bring on the leeches.
Bring on the leeches. Let the bloodletting begin.
We need more bloodletting. Bloodletting.
So, Cardoso, what are your thoughts on like saying being mentally prepared when traveling during the holidays or even traveling at all? And I'd love to hear like other people's thoughts on that as well.
So where are we on our list? Let's see.
So we're probably...
We said avoid counters. We had that.
Yes. Try packing light and wisely.
Yes.
What we kind of talked about already.
We maybe want to talk a little bit about TSA pre and global entry, right?
Oh, heck yes.
Yes.
Heck yes. I mean, there has been times where I have felt like a rock star because the lines in the normal lines are just super long. And I think having that TSA pre or global entry, and TSA pre basically allows you to kind of, it's almost like cutting the lines through security without the stress of having to take off your shoes or take out your laptops or your camera gear, or your iPads or whatever you're traveling with And obviously, because we travel and film, we have quite a bit of gear. So it's nice to not have to worry about that, at least on this leg. We don't have the global entry, but we do have the TSA pre.
Yes, and the TSA pre is absolutely worth it. It's definitely worth it. If you travel, even on just a regular to even minor basis, I still think it's worth it. It's just so good. So
yeah, I absolutely agree with that. I just think I don't know the price. I think it's $85 for a 5-year, for about 5 years, and you have to renew that. Obviously, I'm sure they're going to do another background and everything else to make sure you haven't done anything that's going to prevent you from reinitiating that TSA pre. But we have found that to be amazing. I remember when, before we actually started the full-time travel, Dave would travel a lot for work, and he had it, and I didn't necessarily have to worry about it. But then it was like at times when we were traveling and he had it and we weren't both on that because of it doesn't assign you to family. Just because one person has it, the family won't have it. So you have to have your own. And sometimes I think they tease you.
Yeah, the airlines will give it to you.
The airlines will give it to you just to say, wow, this is a great perk to have. Pay the $85 and you can too, as long as you're not a criminal. So it's like.
I remember one time actually, the airline gave it to you, and for some reason I had TSA pre, but they missed it, and so I didn't get it. So you got it. I didn't have it.
They gave me his TSA pre.
I was a bit irate. I was irate.
He was pissed. He was really pissed.
So Cardoso actually flies down from Canada to avoid the winters, the cold weather.
I typically travel during the winter to get away from our cold Canada. Oh,
yeah, where in Canada are you from? I'm curious.
Yes.
We're definitely eyeing Canada.
We are eyeing Canada for some trips, and we're eyeing Canada with an RV. So we're thinking of maybe doing some RVing through Canada. So I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Winnipeg.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's cold. That's snowy and cold.
Fly down to Tulum.
Yes.
Cancun.
That's pretty cool. I mean, it's pretty smart to do that for sure if you want to avoid the cold. I mean, so we're from, and I'm not sure if you heard this earlier, Cardoso. So Dave and I were actually from Boston. So we know cold in the winter times. I mean, it can get pretty cold and pretty snowy. And we do know now Austin, Texas, which is on the opposite scale. Now, of course, we've been traveling, pretty much full time now. So our home base is Austin, Texas, but we really have, the outskirts, which we're calling all the time.
Exactly. And I've not been to Winnipeg.
Yeah,
we have not been to Winnipeg, but been to Calgary and Banff, and actually was there in January. And I remember it was minus 35 degrees when I was driving to the hotel out there.
Minus 35.
And it was new too, because I remember you had to actually plug your car in the parking lot, right? They said you actually, and I'm like, what, you have to plug in your car? So, and you're probably familiar with this, but you have to actually plug in your car in the parking lot so actually the fluids don't freeze overnight.
Yeah.
Right. And so you'd have to go and plug. Yeah.
That's freaky.
Interesting. Yeah.
That is freaky deaky. But that's something fun. That's something fun.
That was great. It was so beautiful. It was amazing.
Yeah. So getting back to global entry, let me ask you guys that are in here that do travel. Do you guys have TSA pre or a global entry, or do you even know what that is? And if you're new here, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate that. Definitely say hi so that we know you're with us, and also give this video a thumbs up. We've quite a few in here, and there's only a couple of thumbs up. If you can, give us a couple more for sure.
So you guys don't know TSA pre or global entry?
Who doesn't?
Lifetime. Now where?
So they're from over, I think, Spain.
Okay, sure. And TSA pre is a U.S. thing.
Right, but global entry is global.
Global entry is definitely global, yeah.
So global entry, we'll kind of explain this way. Global entry is kind of like a pass. It's almost like a skip the line pass when you're at the airports for security. When you have global entry, you go through this process so that they can determine that you're a credible person to be able to have.
Right, it helps with customs too. You get a much better line. They have there's also this clear, which I don't know as much about. There's like a clear line as well.
Is that part of the global entry?
It might be part of that.
I think the clear is part of global entry, where I almost think they do a retina scan. Is it like your hand or your eye or something? It's weird. It's like, I don't know about that. I have enough with problems with the fingerprints on the phones, and them having that data. But my lock is TSA approved. TSA is the airport thing. Yes, you're right. TSA is definitely the airport thing, where it allows you to get the security. Global entry is a little bit different. Global entry will get you through TSA pre.
It's international.
It's international. Yeah. So it'll get you through customs lines faster. So instead of waiting through those shenanigans of lines that may kind of swing and loop, and it looks so funny when I do this.
See, TSA pre is easier for us to get the global entry. Global entry is a little more challenging. And so I'm not worthy of that. So I just get for TSA pre.
Oh, please. We're both worthy. I think we're just lazy.
No.
Lazy to go and attempt the
You get like an interview and different kind of things. And
it's a process to do it. And I just think we've been lazy, kind of lazy.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
All right.
So it's only in the U.S. Well, TSA pre is only in the U.S.
So.
It's a USA thing. I think global entry is more international. So put it this way. Global entry is like TSA pre on steroids. It actually allows you internationally. So there's specific lines for TSA pre, but there's even better lines for global entry internationally. So customs and things like that, since you have that global entry card and that number, which ties to you, all your information in terms of being a qualified candidate for global entry would work. It's really great. If you kind of Google global entry, you can read a little bit more of the stats about that. I think it's like $95 or $100 and something for the global entry, which will allow you 5 years on that before you have to renew it. But it's something worth it if you're traveling. We tend to fly back and forth a lot and out in all these different directions. So we find TSA pre to be pretty helpful for us. When I finally get a chance to go international, global entry is a must. Yeah,
yes, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I will say we've been really lucky. Like we are.
Yeah, TSA pre still, when you're leaving the US, it still works, right? Internationally. It's the way back. It probably doesn't help you very much, right? It's that global entry piece that's better.
Yeah, exactly. So you kind of pick your times. And if you want to leave like a red eye or early in the morning, I think early in the mornings we find internationally, we're like in and out before you know it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Definitely for sure.
All right.
Yeah, they're Googling now. That's awesome.
Yeah, but I don't know
Google.
I don't know whether global entry is a U.S. thing as well, but it's all part of a kind of a global customs kind of arrangement, right? So it might be that clear.
And it might have a different name in different places.
I know, exactly.
So I would just kind of start with global.
It's like Easy Pass and
Easy Pass and
what are the other ones?
Org Pass, TX Tag, TX Tag or something like that.
Yeah, sorry, that's our toll. Our tolls here in the U.S. for driving.
They're nuts, by the way. Can't see where to apply as Spanish and Korean. Yeah, so it may be a different. It's interesting because it actually may be a different.
Right. There's probably
it might
something.
be a different name applying where you are, but I think it has this similarities because I've seen a lot of people with them. But yeah, I know. I would definitely maybe type in global entry because I think global entry it says is U.S. Customs and Border Protection.
Right. They're talking about U.S. citizens and permanent residents, so it may be
the global entry.
US.
The name might be just for U.S. residents.
Right.
So,
but I know
scratch it.
But I know there's like a clear. There's like a clear.
Yeah, it's called clear something. Clear pass. I mean, yeah, I would say Google that information because it definitely could be helpful if it's something that actually works for you, and it's not that expensive. I mean, for us, it was $85 for it for 5 years coverage, and it works beautifully.
It does.
It's like amazing. You feel like a rock star. I'm not kidding you. When the airport's like, the lines are like around the corner, you're like walking straight to the front of the ropes. And you're like, okay, sorry, ma'am, here you go.
Right.
No
so with the holidays coming up and Christmas, should we talk about gifts and how do you traveling with gifts or not?
Yes. So let's put this out there to you guys really quick. So holiday traveling, obviously everyone, we've all done it. So when you're traveling with gifts, or if you travel with gifts, what's your suggestions in terms of how do you travel with gifts, or do you not travel with gifts? Do you order from Amazon and ship it to the people? What's
Yeah, we had our own experience last year, right?
Oh my gosh,
we had these paintings, right? These paintings we were trying to bring back with us on the plane.
Yeah, it was similar to the one, a little smaller, but the one we had behind us was, we got this from a really cool kind of artist that was at an art show. And we had got some for family, and we wanted to ship them back to Boston. We went back to Boston, not ship them, take them with us.
We actually checked. We decided to check
them. Yes. Fragile checks. But we packaged it all up, wrapped it to make sure it was secure so there was no damage to it. Got to the airport, and what do you think happened? Don't tell them.
Right.
What do you think happened?
Yes, exactly.
Never travel with gifts other than a few small souvenirs, says Cardoso.
Now you tell us.
We don't buy gifts. Oh, Amazon,
That's smart.
Yes. 85 for 5 years. Doesn't sound that bad. So I guess let's rummage back up. So
no, it wasn't lost.
No, it was not
lost. It was actually
lost.
before the trip.
It was
we got to the airport.
We got to the airport. We're checking. We didn't avoid, trying to avoid the counters because we had no choice. So we got to the counters.
We had them packed. Perfectly.
I mean, so perfect you could have dropped them out of a 100-story window and it would have landed fine.
Right, exactly.
But it was so perfect. One more guess. What do you think happened before they got checked? I'm going to have a sip of my eggnog and bourbon while you let us know.
Yes, exactly. Made us unpack them. That's exactly right. It was so devastating.
I was so, and this is one of those times where,
we had these fragile, paintings that we had packed so carefully.
And if you go back to number 2, being mentally prepared, we were not
mentally
prepared. Okay. And Dave knows me. I'm pretty hot-headed.
I'm not as far as you know.
I'm pretty hot-headed. I really am at times. But I've learned to be positive and breathing, because I know breathing really helps with that. But I was pissed. I was really pissed because it took us a while to get those things perfectly packed. And I was a nervous wreck because they weren't cheap. They were for family. They were gifts. Yeah. And we learned the hard way. But lo and behold, they got to the destination. They were safe and sound without a scratch.
Exactly. It wasn't until later that I scratched them.
Yeah, well.
That was different. That's another story.
That's another story altogether. Altogether. Eggnog, nice. Yes, we made some. We were in cold countries. Now, yes, and let me tell you, it's in a very special mug here, Lifetime Travel Made. So this mug here, you can't find in stores. What does that say? It says butterbeer. So this mug here, actually, we got this at Disney World when we went to Disney World just recently.
Let's look at something else too.
Universal Studios.
And it's seen better days too. It's actually had a few.
Don't you love how he has to point out all the flaws?
Few falls. Look at that. Jerk. A few falls. Sure, it was my fault though.
No, it's actually quite good. Now, I will tell you what's in it in case you want to make it yourself. It's just old-fashioned eggnog and some really nice bourbon. It's like amazing with a little bourbon. That's the secret. The secret sauce to the eggnog is a little bourbon. Cheers.
Cheers.
No, it's called butterbeer. I didn't drink beer out of it.
Butterbeer.
Butterbeer is actually it's basically like cream soda with
like a little root
beer and some buttercream just kind of mixed into it. So it's like a sweet drink. And it actually stems from the movie Harry Potter. And so when we were at Universal Studios, we went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. And the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, when you order a butterbeer, you get the butterbeer mug. And so this is a kind of a souvenir mug, but I just thought it was quite nice to have a little eggnog.
Now, Cardoso says Sailor Jerry Spice rum and eggnog.
Ooh.
I have to try that.
Ooh. I'm going to try it.
I think you will.
And you know what? The next time I go live, you better be here because I'm going to tell you exactly my thoughts on how that.
You may be drinking it.
I might be drinking it. I might be sharing my thoughts with you.
Right.
And make sure you have a glass as well because we'll toast each other. So that's pretty awesome. So if you're new in here, thank you so much for joining us. Give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Thumbs up really helps. Looks like there's only a couple of thumbs up. Come on, smash it. Smash it.
Smash it.
So I think it's smart. I think some of them have said some of the gifts, don't bring any gifts or Amazon. I think that's probably the right thing to do, unless it's something really small that you can pack in your travel, pack. I think ordering it, having it delivered to your final destination, whatever it is, or having it
just ship the darn thing
to the person that's going to be receiving the gift. Probably the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and it's just easier now. It's so much easier today.
So any more tips? Any more travel tips for us?
You guys have any more travel tips for us? I'd love to hear, before we get to the next one, I want to hear like some of your like really important travel tips. Let me say this. Name one travel tip that you could provide that would probably be one of the most important to you. And while you're doing that, I'm going to get a little refill of eggnog. I'll be right back. David, hold down the fort.
That's right. I'm going to have some water.
Would you like a little?
Good. I can get that. I can get that. You got that. You got me. Okay. All right.
Entertainment. What are they saying?
Right. Let's see. Capsule wardrobe. Now, what's a capsule wardrobe?
Ooh, is that like those packing totes?
Are those packing totes kind of with small bags you kind of put clothes in as well? Right. We have some of those we're going to try, right? So.
No, not yet.
No? Okay. Interesting.
What do they say?
Definitely, I agree. Packing light is huge. I mean, that's something we definitely learned the hard way. We used to pack very heavy, and have check-in bags and all that kind of stuff, but definitely not worth it. And I'd much rather just buy some things if you need to get them on, when you're at the location versus actually check-in bags around that. Oh, don't worry. Yeah, that's good. Lifetime says, don't worry in terms of a tip. I agree with that. I think keeping a positive attitude, not getting too stressed out. It's so easy to freak out.
Yes, that was what number? What number was that?
That was kind of our number 2, be mentally prepared.
Yes.
Just kind of go with it and, don't get too stressed out. And absolutely, don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. A capsule wardrobe. So neutral colors and shoes, everything goes with everything.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Oh, no. Always carry plenty of Pepto, says Cardoso. You must speak from experience with that. That sounds good. Cheers to that.
Oh, I will tell you what I always bring. Because we like to eat, and we do eat a lot of spicy places, a lot of spicy foods from different countries, I always make sure I have a nice roll of Tums.
Yes. I love the attitude of Lifetime, though. Embrace the problems. It's an experience. Everything is an experience, right, in life. And so
situations come as they come. They're adventures worth to tell later and make everything more exciting. Nobody tells their grandchildren how good was that margarita in the pool. Well, that depends on what's happening with that margarita in the pool. But then you shouldn't tell your grandchildren that anyway. Yeah, we totally have. I will tell you this, Lifetime Travel Mates. Dave and I have kind of adopted that. We've been through some really rough patches, and I'm sure you've known, as travelers as well, this full-time travel life comes with it. Not all travel is perfect. And so we've definitely had our share of that. And I think the one thing we have learned, and it worked out pretty well. We stayed very positive. And I will tell you this, staying positive is definitely a very big thing. And there are many times that you could react a certain way. An example of that is we went over one of the numbers, I believe which one it was the delays, like flying, making sure not the connections, proper connections. Because the one time we flew and we had a connection, we only had like an hour time frame. We missed that connection and we got shifted to the back of the line. You got on a waiting list, and actually they didn't even have any available tickets for the next day. So we might have been stuck in, I think it was Dallas or Houston for 2 days. So in other words, what we did was we stayed positive. We went to the counter, we schmoozed the ticket agent, and really just stayed positive and said, is there anything you can do? We understand it's not your fault. And I don't know how it happened, but magically she ended up, and she worked her tail off, but she ended up getting us first class tickets for free the next day to our flight to Cancun. And it was like amazing. It was it made staying at the airport then worth it because we know we're going to get to our destination the next day. And we had full class. That means free food, and good cocktails.
Exactly. And that's good advice too for Ms. Pods. Always have a great podcast or album on hand.
Yes,
right?
Absolutely. That is like definitely one of the things you want to have with your devices all charged up, which is one of the things we're going to get into next, is make sure you have those devices charged up and ready, because you never know. You can get to an airport and there may not be a plug available. And then you get on the plane and there's still no plugs available. Right. So you could have a portable charger, which is one that we have to kind of externally charge our devices in case of an emergency, or just make sure your devices are charged up. Like Pot said, download those either Netflix shows or podcasts or Audible books or anything that might help.
We love Audible too.
We love Audible. Yeah. So I think it's like important to have those in preparation. So you have that. Now for me, I tend to do a lot of editing if I can on the planes, especially during longer trips, because to try and keep videos consistent and things like that during travel. And I'm sure Lifetime Travel Mates, you guys can attest to this. You have to make sure you kind of have a schedule, to some effect, to be able to put out those videos. And sometimes flying on a plane where you have 3 or 4 hours really helps for sure.
Right. And I like that. Board games, card games. That's Lifetime.
Maybe actually you should give me your computer over there so I can actually see, because it's hard for me to see these.
Yeah, that's fine.
Turn it like that. Yeah, what does it say?
This one tends to become a little bit later. But, oh no, Lifetime is talking about how they bring board games sometimes or have a card game to play. It's kind of nice, a little old school.
Yeah.
What is that?
I think the problem, though, is we're both very competitive. So it's like no one wants to lose.
Let's be miserable for the rest of the trip.
So it's like, and I'm serious, we're competitive. You should see us on the tennis courts.
That's so funny.
It's so funny. True. Got to use, that 3rd, 4th flight. Yes, you love it. Our recommendation is Citadels. Mm-hmm. Now, is that a Netflix series or a show? Citadels?
I don't know what Citadel is.
Is that a book?
Is that a board game? Is it a
board game?
Is it a card game? I'll check it out.
I definitely would do that. Analog Entertainment.
It's a card game. Gotcha. Okay. We got some learning
Citadels.
to do.
Yeah, we do have some learning to do.
Yeah.
For sure.
Citadels. We'll check it out.
I could definitely see myself playing some Citadels.
Yeah.
So what is Citadels? Is it like, that sounds...
Need some coins too.
Sounds worrying. What coins?
Some pennies. Some
pennies.
pennies.
A little gambling.
A little gambling. Sounds good. All right.
That is so funny. Let me shift this one over here. I got some more. So, what does that say? Easy peasy. It's bluffing backstab.
Excellent. We like backstabbing games.
Oh boy, not me. I certainly don't.
All right.
So here's something that we think is really cool that you should probably consider doing. And that is definitely, if you're going to be traveling, and it's kind of ties hand in hand with, say, traveling and having a longer connection, which is kind of the thing we like to do right now, is we kind of, when we book our flights, if we're doing a connecting flight, we don't mind having a couple hour layover. And the reason why is because we have access to the lounges in different airports. And so you might want to consider getting a lounge access pass. Now, if you don't have, say, we have travel cards because we're full-time travelers. So for us, it really is having those travel cards that we can maximize our points. And
yeah, we love the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. It's really good. It has great priority pass access as well to the lounges.
Yep. And I love the American Express card too, because it has that Centurion Lounge, which is incredible. I mean, that's like an unlimited place for internet, for really good food, as well as like cocktails and things like that. And what's nice about the Centurion Lounges is if you get on those red-eye flights or you're flying really long hours, there's sections in a lot of them that has like private little booths, so you can kind of just conk out for a couple hours if you choose to. So it's really nice to have that. Plus, they really do offer a lot of points and services as well with those cards. So those are the two travel cards that we like the most, because they rack up the points, because they have those lounge access passes. Now, if you don't have those travel cards, or if you're not like a traveler full-time, there's a site that you can go to. I think it's called Lounge Buddy. And Lounge Buddy will allow you to, if you, for $25 or so, if you're flying whatever destination you're going to, if there's lounges available, you can pay for a pass and print it out and have access to that lounge. Yeah. So it's worth it for those lounges.
We haven't tried it yet, but it sounds pretty cool.
We don't need to try it.
Right, exactly. Another point too about the Chase Sapphire Reserve card too, and the priority pass is that they have these $28, you can go to different restaurants at different airports and have $28 off your bill, which is kind of awesome as well. So you can kind of go and eat for free in the airports, go to lounges, and have pretty inexpensive time in the airport where normally you'd spend a whole bunch of money. So yeah,
that's really true. The MX card, and the reason why we got one each is because we've really been trying to experiment between both of the cards to see, I guess which one has the better travel package. And I think they both have their own. I did not like the fact that the American Express, which also has the priority pass, did have like the vouchers, which is like a priority pass place where you can have like a voucher for like $28.
Yeah.
And they discontinued that, for American Express cardholders, but they didn't drop the fee for the yearly.
Right. Amex has been cutting back on some of the benefits, right?
And if they keep doing that, I'm about to cut back on American Express. Yes. So just saying. But it's definitely something you should consider getting for sure, because of the fact that those are really great options to have. I mean, sometimes it's worth that extra $25 if for one, there's food in there that you can eat, which is unlimited. There's drinks. I'm not talking just alcoholic beverages, but like juice and fruit juices and all kinds of things in there, which are pretty much a part of that. And you can easily pay $25 in an airport for just food and maybe one bottle of water.
Right.
So I think it's worth to have that experience for sure if you're going to be traveling long and you have like a several hour layeover. Definitely do that.
And not all lounges are equal. Like some are amazing. Some lounges are so great and completely worth the $25. Others, I really kind of question it. Yes, definitely.
Not so good. Just good to go in there, maybe have a cup of coffee.
You're right.
To get away from the crowds. But other than that, I wouldn't even call it a lounge.
Right.
So have you guys ever traveled? And if you do, I'm talking about traveling lounges. Have you guys been in any lounges before? I'd love to see if your thoughts on some of like the lounges. Or if you have a travel card that you prefer, what are some travel cards that you use or you prefer?
Yeah, I think it's completely worth it too. If you travel a fair amount, getting that card is definitely worth it.
100% worth it because whatever the fee is for the annual fee, you kind of pay it off in the first few months of travel. Easy. No travel cars, no lounges for us. Lounge Buddy. Wow, they really invent everything. Exactly. No, it's very true. That was kind of new to us. We kind of just exploring. I kind of stumbled across that with some folks that travel as well. And it was interesting to see that, like, you can get a lounge access pass. I think it's wonderful. I mean, I think if you don't mind paying the extra $25 for that 3-hour layover and you can get some work done and you have food and it's all right there and free internet,
right?
Definitely worth the $25, in my opinion, for sure. And I guess we kind of already mentioned that, like, if you are going to travel, I guess the next one was get yourself a travel credit card.
Yes.
And we kind of elaborate a lot on that already in terms of the cards that we like to use. But there's a bunch out there. I mean, there's even like hotel cards, and we're kind of looking at some of those that can kind of maximize your points. And if we are going to do a hotel, we do like Marriott's. We love like the Marriott's because of the points and because of our status in that. So having those later checkouts, having like, the free breakfast or things like that, it comes in handy. No,
it does. The issue, not all points are equal when you go from card to card and kind of program to program. And so kind of looking into the value of the different points is also important as well. And so that's a whole kind of discussion itself, I think, about the different cards and the points and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And lifetime travel mates, I think that's really smart. Like, I think it makes it easier for you to be able to say, to create this travel lifestyle and really share your travel stories on YouTube, if you can kind of go for obligations and things that we deal with here as well. So we have to kind of do that as well, kind of hit back ever so often, check on obligations before
our little hub and spoke.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. It's exactly right. So I think that's something that is absolutely right. If you can avoid doing that, that helps save you a ton of money for sure, doing it that way. Now, Cardoso says a couple times in Europe. That's a great place to do it. Like, if you're in European travel, I think we didn't have any access. I remember we were in, was it Germany? We were coming from Poland through Germany, and there was like this lounge access we thought that we could actually get into, but it didn't.
Is that right?
I forget the name of it, but definitely in Europe, I think they have some really
probably some pretty nice lounges over there as well.
And fancy ones as well. I
think on some of these next points we kind of talked about already, right? And we want to talk about being prepared with snacks, entertainment, and water as well.
Let me ask you a question. Here's a question for you guys that I love. Like, if you were to travel in a plane, what's your favorite snack to bring?
Peanuts.
Yay!
I love peanuts.
I know. I don't even know. Like, there's so many options.
For me, it's like
I don't want something super smelly. So it's like, I get nervous about the whole
super smelly
food.
You have a pretty funny story about a super smelly food experience.
So we have a funny story when it comes to a super smelly food experience. And it's actually very good for you food. It's quinoa. It was a quinoa salad, and it was really healthy and on the right track for that.
I agree. Peanuts. I like peanuts. Candy peanuts.
I like the candy part.
Damn, I like the peanuts.
Candy and peanuts. Probably peanuts, yes.
I want salty peanuts,
chips,
though.
Yes, that's my jam. Give me some nice salty potato chips. Ooh. That is my jam right there.
Oily hands.
Ooh, chocolate bars.
Put on the shirt.
Hey, I'll just give you hug you. Yeah. Chocolate bars, definitely.
Ooh,
I like the chocolate bars.
Anything chocolate's good.
Protein bars are great, especially if you're on long traveling days. And Dave, we actually
I like those Kind bars. I actually like Kind bars.
Kind bars are nice because they have like the nutrients in it as well. Yeah. And one thing we always try to make sure is this here is life. And you should always have one of these. It's a water bottle. Now, it's an empty water bottle, but it's what's cool about this water bottle.
Is it empty?
Not. It's got some juice.
Oh, no, it's got some juice.
It's some water in it. So it's actually one of those kind of thermos type water bottles where you go into the airport with it empty because you obviously can't bring in liquids. But once you're through security, and especially in Austin, there's like these hydration stations, they call them. And the hydration stations allow you to have filtered water. You kind of fill that up in there because you can go into the airport. And you guys all know airports are ridiculously
rip you off
expensive.
With bottled water.
Exactly. Bottled waters are like $5, where you can get like a case of 24 for $5 anywhere else. So if you have one of these guys, it actually keeps the water fairly cold for hours.
That's
I'm not
great.
talking like 1 or 2. I'm talking like 5 or 6 or 7 hours. The water in here is still cold as long as the cap is on.
Right. And plus it's good for the environment too. You aren't picking up those plastic bottles, chucking them. So reusable. Very good.
That's really important too.
Yeah.
Reusable factor. I love that as well. And plus, it's really cute. It's an Austin bottle.
Austin.
Keep Austin weird. Keep it weird.
If you can read that, it's kind of in reverse.
Oh my God. Cardoso went all out on this one. He's like, chili cheese dogs.
Damn. Chili cheese dogs.
That's making me hungry.
I like it.
That's making me kind of hungry.
Almonds, pistachios, walnuts. That's good. I like that. And always carry the bottle.
That's kind of making me kind of hungry. Plus, you can fill it with whatever.
Or fill it. Yeah, exactly.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
Well,
that's true.
That's very true. You can fill those water bottles with
a little butterbeer. Nudge.
I don't know why you keep saying butterbeer. It's not butterbeer. It's eggnog.
And this is my apple juice.
Yeah.
All right.
Adult apple juice.
So we have snacks, entertainment, water, and be nice. We kind of covered this one a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. About being nice, keeping a good attitude, positive. That's really number one.
Oh, heck yeah.
Positive attitude.
Heck yeah. That's number one.
Right. Because I mean, we've seen situations where something goes wrong and people can be just so mean to the help, the people trying to help you out. And, something they can't really do that much about it. It's not their fault that maybe a plane didn't arrive. And so I think if you're nice to them, you're much more likely to get a positive result and actually have them help you and want to help you.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, even if it doesn't, you just have to stay positive because there's nothing you can do about that situation except take it one step at a time to rectify the situation. I mean, that's all you can do. So I think the be positive part should probably be number one out of all of this. And Grosso says 100%. Yeah. I want to get up in this. Hold on. Let me give you some high fives. Like,
here we go. Now we're talking.
Bam!
Bam!
I'm going to give you one more. Bam!
Oh, so that's a high five. I never knew what that was. I thought it was like a slap in the face. That's a high five?
I don't know what the heck it is. Maybe this one's a high five.
No, I don't know.
Bam!
Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's much better. Yes.
Oh, God. That is so funny. So, I forget. I think, Potts, you're heading to Vegas. And for those of you that are new here, everyone in here it's been wonderful. And thank you guys so much for joining us. Really appreciate that for sure. If you have not already, give this video a thumbs up because every thumbs up really helps. We really appreciate that. And our discussions has pretty much been talking about holiday travel tips. And we put 14 because we had 14 mentally in our head, especially speaking from experience and some of the things that we've encountered. But please, because this can be more than 14, we were hoping that, by introducing this live stream, that we get some folks in here that may have some experiences that they could share with us as well, because we are always learning. We love to learn and we love to share. So thank you guys again.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Food and footprints.
Food and footprints. There you go. Hey. Anyway, and that's all I have to say about that.
And that's all we have to say about that. So if you guys, Food and Footprints, they're fantastic.
Yes.
Greg and Jumi, they're our homies from New York. They do some incredible food videos. So you should definitely go check out their channel for sure. They're kind of based in the New York area, but they do travel. And they just got married. So if you guys can give them a round of applause. Congratulations.
Oh, that's a high five.
In Greece. Okay, in Greece. Let me tell you, Greg, that is the smoothest way to keep your wife happy forever. Marry her in Greece, because that's the story you can tell your kids forever. That's awesome. Awesome. High fives. High five. High fives. So thank you guys for joining us. We actually just, for those that are joining us, we're kind of talking about the tips for the holidays. And Greg and Jumi, you guys can kind of jump in this conversation. We picked 14 because it's just some of the things that we thought that we experienced so that we'd like to share with you guys. But I'm sure you guys have some that you can add to this as well, which could be really helpful to us and also the people in the group. We would really appreciate that. Hey, thank you, Potts. Thank you so much. We are going to work hard to keep up the great work. We have a couple things. We're going to wrap up these 14 things and maybe have a quick discussion, maybe a question and answer section. And then I'll tell you a little bit about what we're thinking about doing in 2020, which is kind of exciting. So it's a new year, new adventure. We're almost at our pursuing full-time travel, almost at our 1 year mark. So we're going to have something cool for that as well. We're going to work on that. Thank you, Cardosa.
Our next trip. When is our next trip?
So it's in the works. Peru.
Yeah.
We kind of have we had a really great time in Peru. So we will be back. We have some more to explore.
Definitely. Yeah, exactly. Stay tuned for that.
Stay tuned for that for sure. So And then of course the new year we're trying to think of something to do for Christmas, but the tickets were like
so expensive.
So ridiculously expensive. So we're gonna hold off, but we do have some things in the work, and we'll get to that in a minute in terms of some of the trips that we're hoping to get to in the new year for sure. Like spreading our wings a little bit. I'm pushing Dave into a little bit more. We'll see.
We'll see.
Can't wait to see more videos. Oh, awesome. And just to let you know, we have a couple more Vegas videos coming out, which we had a really great time. We're kind of just getting back from Vegas. We had such a great time in Vegas. It's like unreal. The food scene out there, we're not big into the gambling. We're really more so into the food scene that was out there. And I used to be really heavy into the shows. Once upon a time, had friends, did a lot of productions for A-listers out in Vegas as well. And I had a couple of friends that, danced in shows with Celine Dion and some other folks. So have a real firsthand knowledge in terms of Vegas. And I used to be out there all the time. So that was once upon a time, so now we went out there and we really dived into the food culture. And one of the things Vegas is known for is the buffets. So we had some fun. We went to the cheapest, went to the most expensive, and really just kind of made an experience out of it. And boy, that was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. So where are you guys traveling off to? What's going on for the holidays? So if you're new, that you just joined us. So Potts, we do know she is heading to Las Vegas. She's going to have like just a chill, sabbatical, kind of relaxing.
Little Thanksgiving in Vegas.
Thanksgiving in Vegas.
Little turkey.
Dang.
Turkey Vegas.
That's a diva right there. Thanksgiving in Vegas, that's a diva. Yeah, big holiday travel tip. Don't travel during the
That's a good point. If you can avoid it.
All right, enough said. Show's over. Hands down. That's it. Don't travel during the holidays.
Exactly. That's over.
That's so funny. Especially Vegas videos. Friends of mine went to Peru recently. For an ayahuasca retreat.
Oh my goodness. I have not tried that.
That's kind of deep. That's kind of spiritually deep.
Yeah, I know. We have a niece who actually has done that.
Yes.
And just raves about it.
Raves about it.
I wanted to go back and actually work with the shaman. The shaman, yes. Yeah. Oh man.
That was pretty neat. I mean, we had a really cool fun time in Cusco. We have a bunch of videos we put out from the Peru trip in Cusco. And we spent some time there, and that was a lot of fun. So we got to get back and dive into Lima because, Lima is thebomb.com.
Oh, yeah.
We're
definitely excited for that. Yeah.
Vegas is always a blast. It's wild. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could do that either. If you're talking about the ayahuasca retreat.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could
Sounds
do
a little psychedelic for me.
A little too psychedelic, if you know what I mean. Not my cup of tea. Little nervous.
Yeah, Lima, favorite part of Peru, food and footprints. Well, it's definitely, it makes sense. I mean, it's kind of the food capital, right? So
and you guys are all on it. You're fortunate you got some really cool spots in New York as well. And I know you guys spent some time in Lima, the anticuchos, the picarones.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about, all that good stuff, for sure. So we've been kind of rummaging through, 14 tips, and I don't even know what number we're up to, but we're just going to keep.
I think we're kind of like, we've kind of hit our 14. So now we need some from you.
How we hit the 14?
Well, we have Be Nice. Yeah.
That's right.
So we've hit our 14. So now we need some from the audience.
Well, that is true. So we're going to open it up to you guys really quick. If you
you just ate both today. What? Oh, wow. Nice.
Ate both today.
That's a pretty nice block.
You didn't call us. You didn't call me for a little share fest.
Yeah, we could have flown up.
You know what I'm saying?
It was cheap.
Live
in the moment.
I'm going to have to work here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, live in the moment. I think that's a really good advice. And I think that's kind of what started this, we love to travel, never thought about documenting our travels. So it was like, it's now or never. And
just do it, right?
Just do it. We went for it.
Yeah.
We're really enjoying it.
It's a lot of fun. It can be a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too.
It's a lot of work, but I think, nothing in life doesn't come easy. Nothing comes easy. So if it's something you really want to pursue, you want to do, you really just have to really work hard at it. And I think that's like the most important part of this for us is having to work hard. And I'm having a touching moment. So it's shut up. I'm trying to finish.
Sorry, I was just reading from Ms. Potts that Tark, her husband, just showed up. Hey! It's a great show. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Tarkin. Thank you so much, Potts. Go enjoy your time with your husband. We really appreciate that. Enjoy Is she signing off?
No, didn't say that.
Oh, he says, great show.
Yes.
Thank you. I see so many people glued to their devices when traveling, when there's so much beauty around them. I have no idea what you mean.
No, what?
What are you talking about?
No, I don't think so.
What?
No, I don't think so. What?
Right. Glued to the device.
Right.
What are you talking about?
Yes. Only sometimes. We do stop for a moment.
It is very true. I mean, it is. I will say it's a little tough when your life is vlogging. You know what I mean? When your life is recording and putting your devices.
Yeah, kind of getting that shot or getting the recording. Yeah.
Exactly. So it does get a bit tough. I think one thing you have to learn to do is condition yourself and put yourself on a schedule and allow yourself that downtime, because it'll always be there. You have to respond to a comment. You have to throw this up. You have to do this. It will always be there. So just allow yourself a little bit of time for yourself so that you don't burn out and go crazy. That is for sure. So who's looking forward to 2020, and what exciting travel plans do you guys have for 2020? Greg and Jimmy, I'm going to open this up to you guys. You know, my food and footprints. Have you guys coming up anywhere special? I love to. Where are you going? Where are you going? What food adventures around the world are you taking us on next? It's so funny. Like the more I really enjoy like this aspect, like this live aspect.
India. Wow.
Oh, yes. Yes. So if you're new here and you Lifetime Travel Mates, they're a really amazing, amazing couple. You should definitely go check them out. They're travelers as well. And they're kind of traveling through India, and they have a really, really powerful video that they put out. Definitely go check that video out for sure. And make sure you subscribe to them and hit that notification bell. That is the most important part of it, because this way you can keep up with actually all of our travels. We put out something new for sure.
And Cardoso is going to Mexico in January and Portugal in the summer. And we're definitely hitting up Mexico again.
Yes.
And Portugal actually has some really cool spots as well.
Yes.
There's actually reading about there's like a small town that's a real surf village now there that apparently has huge waves. And I'd love to check that out. It'd be kind of cool.
Definitely check to see the best times to go. So if you're going to Portugal, the summer of 2020, is that the best time? I know, Carlos, you say you like to go during the best times to go. Is that the best time?
Exactly. Is it Nazare?
Nazare.
Yes, it's a huge wave. Just a huge wave town. It's kind of like Puerto Escondido.
Oh, that
down in Mexico.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's another spot we're hitting up, by the way.
Yeah,
Puerto
definitely.
Escondido in 2020. So amazing there. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, we got to get. It's funny. I was looking at flights just yesterday to that spot.
So it might be in the works.
Yes.
2020. That's one of the spots we're heading to. So we'll be on the lookout for that for sure.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to be doing more in Mexico. We've had so much fun. There's so many beautiful spots to kind of enjoy. Puerto Escondido was another one that we're going to go check out. Oaxaca. We definitely want to kind of dive into some of that as well in Mexico. Now it looks like Nazare. That I'm excited about.
That would be cool. Portugal would be really cool.
Yes, and I definitely want to hit up. We're trying to focus on maybe Iceland, Bali. You know, those a little bit farther out, and maybe even what is the place we're thinking of? Oh God,
are you thinking about Malaysia? Maybe
Malaysia,
right,
Malaysia.
as well. So I mean,
so those are
a lot of different options.
A lot of different options. So in the works.
Algarve.
Portugal is beautiful too. Albufeira, Lagos are all amazing.
Yeah, I've actually never been to Portugal.
No,
so.
Thank you so much for that, because we're gonna write all those down for sure.
Yes.
So we really appreciate that. And here's another thing, guys. So if you actually have some tips and some advice or things that places that we should try, we're always open to suggestions as well. And if not here on our website, if you go to turnitupworld.com, there's a section called Connect with Us. If you go to that Connect with Us section and type in a message in terms of some cool places to go, things that you've experienced, we would definitely take them into consideration and give y'all a shout out for shizzles. So nice people, good variety of sea, mountains, culture, and all.
And that's Malaysia.
That is perfect. Yeah, see,
and great food as well.
Great food. Yeah, that is something, that combination right there says it all for us. Like, we do love a lot of that. We love the food. We love like the mountains. Big fan of like the city and the culture and that vibe as well. Love exploring. So Thank you so much for that tip for sure. And great mix of food. Great, and I love the capital food. Boom!
It's all about the food, right?
Really all about the food.
And the people for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course. Have a drink. All right. Oh.
And Portugal is relatively cheap as well. Oh, that's interesting.
1 or 2 euros.
Plenty of great bottles of wine for one.
That's a good bottle.
That's a good
bottle.
Price.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really interesting to know that. I did not know that.
That's so funny.
That's pretty awesome.
That is amazing. That reminds me of the my roommate when I was in college over at the University of Melbourne in Australia, and he would get like really cheap bottles of Australian wine before it'd go out, and he'd just like drink the whole thing. So, let's go. You know what I mean?
Let's go.
We were very responsible. Don't worry. No, we didn't drive.
You just walked through the leach field.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
My leeches.
I know.
My leeches. Let the blood nothing begin.
Right.
So I think that about does it for us. We spent a lot of time on here for sure. If you guys have any questions for us, we'd love to answer and entertain any questions that you might have. I will let you know there's a special trip coming up. And I'm really excited about that. And we're actually going to be, should I say it?
Sure.
Is it okay to say?
I think so.
So we're going to hop, skip, and a jump really quick over to Walt Disney World because we are huge Star Wars fans. And we actually put out a couple of videos from Universal Studios recently in Star Wars. And there's a new ride coming called Rise of the Resistance. So we're going to hop on over to Rise of the Resistance and showcase that. And probably, hopefully we can capture the whole experience and maybe put up like a POV for you guys. But I am so excited.
Yeah.
So excited.
Right. December 5th. It opens up. Exactly. So it's coming up.
Already a new, well, you know what? Lifetime Travel Mates, they had no choice.
They had
to put
to
out
this
new ride. And I think the problem with what's been going on with Star Wars, that whole area, is they can open too soon before they really got the rides ready to go. So they only really had one ride, which is like the Millennium Falcon. And it's unfortunate because of that. It's been taking a lot, the press has been a lot of flack with this. And now, of course, this new ride, Rise of the Resistance, is supposed to be the mega of all mega. So I'm excited to go see that for sure.
Yeah, we're going to treat it kind of like our Franklin's video where we're going to go super early.
We're going super early.
And we'll see.
I'm not even going to tell you any more than that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be crazy. It's going to be real crazy. So stay tuned for that video because that's going to be hella crazy.
That's got to be crazy. It's
going
to be crazy, y'all.
So she said, really great. Can I scroll up there? Really great stream. I was quite shocked. Cardosa says, great stream. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you.
That will be cool. Cardosa says, true. I read that. Lifetime Childmate says,
yes.
The money of crazy fans.
Right. Well, they're taking our money, right?
They're definitely taking
crazy fans.
We're crazy fans.
Crazy. Yeah. Crazy fans.
And we'll even have a special outfit for the night from the last time we were at Star Wars.
Oh, is that right?
I'm going to make you wear them.
Oh, God.
I can't tell you any more than that, but just get ready. Dave's going to look kind of cute.
Make me wear them. Oh, God. I'm going to hide this over there. Okay.
Can't help it. So just putting it out there for you guys. So anyway, if you don't have any more questions, and if you are new in here and you haven't, give this video a thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up because it really does help. We really appreciate that. And we want to say thank you guys so much for joining us. Caught us a bit too far. We would have done it too. True. We want to thank you guys so much for joining us. We really appreciate that. And if you are new in here, give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to this and definitely check out a lot of the folks, Lifetime Travel Mates, Food and Footprints. They're incredible travelers as well, from food to just the journeys that they're on, and great information and actually entertaining to watch as well. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Hey, thumbs up, people.
Thumbs up, people.
2 thumbs up. Wait, can I do some thumbs up? Wait, I'm gonna try. I'm working on these emojis in this room. I'm like,
woo, we're learning.
I'm learning
Look at
these
that,
emojis. Hold on. Let me see this. Thumbs.
Oh,
there it is. Hold on.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And thanks for joining.
Bam.
Thumbs up.
Yes, we want to wish you guys a wonderful holiday. And if you're not in the States, I know Thanksgiving is not a big thing in the States or Christmas or wherever you might be. Have a wonderful, happy holiday. Safe travels. Take these tips. use them. The most important is stay positive, be mentally prepared, and enjoy the journey.
Right.
So,
and we'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Thanks,
Peace out,
guys.
Cub Scouts. Hold on. This is always the weirdest part, is trying to like shut down the stream. It's
exactly.
Like, you want to make sure it shuts down so you don't say something stupid.
We're like, all right.
All right, hold on. Is that one? And then peace out.